Scorpio, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Here we go. Scorpio, you're looking to let go. Like, you really want to let go. um, So the Seven of Pentacles can often be about reaping what you sow. This is about somebody who took the time and energy to plant the seeds, nurture them, wait for them to grow, and then reap that benefit. But it's in the inverse. So in the inverse, it can talk about like procrastination or just apathy. And in this particular hope, I get that apathy because we also have the Six of Pentacles in the inverse, and the Six of Pentacles in the inverse can talk about reciprocity. That's like, at some point somebody gave to you, so now you have, and you're turning around and you're giving to somebody else. So there's just this hope of letting go of this other energy, like you felt like you had invested all this time and energy and resources into somebody or something, so you always felt like they owed you something in return, or vice versa, like it just kept going back and forth, like you owed them, they owed you, you owed them, they owed you, and this went on and on and on and on, and now you're finally like, I don't owe you anything and you don't owe me anything. We've been going back and forth for so long. Nobody's keeping score. Why should we keep score? Why should it matter? Maybe it's just time for us to stop this dance and stop this game. So you're hoping to let go of this particular. It feels very much to me like a very close friendship of some sort, or maybe even a family member. It feels like a person. The resource that we're looking at is a person, or maybe even a job, you know? Maybe this is a vocational thing and you aren't getting back what you feel you deserve from this job anymore. And it's just, you're just like, bump and grind. There's something better out there for me. But whatever it is, you're hoping to release yourself from this energy, release yourself from this debt that you made up in your head that you constantly owe this person something, or that they constantly owe you. You want this debt eliminated, this tie that you have to this person of constantly going back and forth. That was a lot for the hopes. All right, so getting into the fears. It's kind of like you fear being able to express this to the other person because you're so used to this dance of change. You fear what might happen if you stop this exchange of energy back and forth. So you fear having to communicate this to the other person, and you actually fear what might happen to you or what might happen to the other person once you guys part ways. It's unknown. And the unknown can be very scary sometimes, because if I know anything about a Scorpio, is you guys take calculated measures. You're one of the only water signs that takes very calculated measures, whereas like Cancers and Pisces, they just jump right in when their heart's attached to it. You guys tend to take a little bit more time and think things through. And as much as you think this through, you don't know what the potential outcome is. And that makes you a little anxious. That makes you a little nervous. I don't want to say it's an outright fear so much as it's an anxiety. But the reality of the situation is you will, the illumination of the process, or the idea that came to you that gave you this hope of being able to just release the so-called debt that you guys have back and forth, this energy exchange that you guys have going back and forth, that you both feel you owe each other. So realizing that it's just a debt and there really is no tangible thing tied to the debt, it's just an energetic exchange, made you get out of your head for a minute. Because the reason you tied yourself to this person is that you were constantly overthinking. They were saying, well, you owe me, or you owe me, or I owe you, or we'll always have each other's backs, well, this, that. It's just words. The illumination that you have is that you guys are doing this to each other. You don't actually have anything to give back and forth anymore. There's nothing tangible. It's just ideas. It's just words. And the illumination that you have is, if you can drop that idea from your head, then you can actually let go of this person. You can make room for something new in your life. Because if you constantly hold on to this, you'll never make that space for something new to come in. This feels very much to me, Scorpio, like it's the end of an energetic tie. It's the end of a relationship. And you've put so much emphasis on you and that person always being there for each other or always helping each other out that you literally made those words and those promises an actual like debt that you feel you owe. But really, you don't owe anybody anything. You owe it to yourself to move on. You owe it to yourself to feel better. And that's exactly what these three, oh my God, I just looked down at these three cards and that's exactly what it's saying. You see, the Two of Pentacles is about going within and changing something within before you can bring it into fruition, into the outside world. It's about the choice to take this thing that you feel inside and make it real, usually through the form of communication, especially when you're talking about somebody else. And what do we see here? We see a union or a contract that is out of balance and just isn't working anymore. And we see somebody who is confident in their own passions, in their own energy. They have their own cup and they're in control of it. And they know that they have something to offer somebody. But they don't have it to offer to this person anymore. And they have to make the decision to communicate that idea. Scorpio, it sounds to me like you have to have a very grown-up conversation with somebody. That you have to express that this constant exchange back and forth isn't benefiting anybody anymore. It may not be hurting anybody, but it isn't benefiting anybody either. And if you feel it's time to let go of it, then you need to express to the other person it's time to let go of it. And that is not an easy conversation to have. But if you want that freedom, if you've decided to make that change within yourself and you want to take all of this time and energy that you're putting into this debt that doesn't even matter, this debt of words and ideas, and you want to pour that time and energy into someone or something else, or even just back into yourself, then you have to cut yourself free. And that's what your hope says. Your hope says you want to cut yourself free of this debt of words and ideas and energy exchange that just isn't benefiting anybody anymore. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.